A goodie bag of creepy tricks and treats is now showing on all your devices thanks to our favorite entertainment app. Joining us is Chris Woolsey, Senior Director of Communications at Crackle. Great to have you back.
Layla, it's so great to be back. Thank you so much for having me.
October is all about the spooky stuff, and what a better time than the weather starting to chill down. You just sit in front of a fire and you watch scary movies ahead of Halloween.
Absolutely, and we are going to fill your trick-or-treat bag this month. Let me tell you, we've got a ton of great titles.
Can't wait. Let's start with the originals.
Okay, yeah, so we have a really creepy original this month. So we have The Wall Season 2. So we have Season 1, and The Wall is a series. The Season 1 takes place in a small town just below the Arctic Circle, and it's so cold that they have to build this gigantic wall around the town to keep the elements from destroying it. Well, unfortunately, while protecting the town, it's also keeping in a killer. So that's Season 1. We dropped Season 2. And this is, I mean, they just take the tension and they ratchet it up to 11. So new city, but same kind of cold feel to it. Same detective who's trying to figure out the killer. But this one, I'm not going to spoil anything for you because the reveal of the first murder might be one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my entire life. The series is amazing. It's actually French with English subtitles. Yeah. Yep, and that just somehow gives it even more intrigue. I mean, it is riveting.
The French know how to do a good movie. You know, they've got a gift for it. But you're also bringing back some old favorites. And let me tell you, the first on our list, it has given me PTSD basically my entire life because I walked in with this on the TV when I was 3 years old, and I will never forget freaking out. We're talking about The Blob.
The Blob, the 1958 classic. Starring Steve McQueen, which I totally didn't remember until I went back and watched it a few weeks ago. And it is so good. Funny little side story. Steve McQueen was offered $2,500 or 10% of the box office for the movie. He had such little faith in it that he actually took the easy $2,500, and it went on to gross $4 million in 1958 dollars. So he lost a fortune.
Wow, that's a hard lesson to learn, but what an interesting tidbit. I had no idea. All I remember is just this massive red gooey stuff coming over someone's chair and swallowing them alive. And that did it for me. I've been scarred ever since.
Did you know the gooey stuff that they created for that monster has never dried? It was made of so many chemicals that it's still wet in the barrel it came in.
Oh no! It's like some of the baked goods that we see in our grocery aisle. Those don't die either. All right, let's move on to magic. So tell us more about this. This is an oldie but goodie.
This was a creepy movie with Anthony Hopkins, Burgess Meredith, and Anne Margaret. Who knew those three were in a horror movie?
Does she dance?
She does not, but she is lovely in this film. Anthony Hopkins plays this world-famous ventriloquist, when such a thing was possible, and has a nervous breakdown, moves home to kind of gather himself, and rekindles his love with Anne Margaret. Unfortunately, his ventriloquist dummy is the jealous type, and he also comes to life, so terror ensues. It's really good.
I love Anthony Hopkins. It sounds a little Twilight Zone-esque, so it sounds like a great story.
Super similar.
Prom Night starring Jamie Lee Curtis. This is also a fan favorite. Cult favorite.
Absolutely. The Queen of Scream. I mean, you really can't go wrong. It's a great one. Prom Night is an 80s classic for sure.
Totally. All right, and moving on, Happy Birthday to Me. I've never heard of this one.
So there was another like staple kind of pre-Friday the 13th, but the hilarious thing is it's starring Melissa Sue Anderson, who played Mary Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie. Like, what was that casting all about? It's crazy.
The way they used to do things in the 80s, I don't know.
I know. Totally. Really, really good. But yeah, we have got a ton. Train to Busan is one of my absolute favorites. We have that this month. It's one of the greatest zombie movies ever made, South Korean. Everything is great about this movie. And if you like zombie films, it's one of the best.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris. Can't wait to tune in.
Layla, I feel the chill already.
Me too. Woo! All right. We're back
Thanks
after
for
this. Good to see you.